Hi, everyone. Welcome to Pendulum Friday here at Soulprint. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the lovely and supportive comment with regard to my channel and me taking a little bit of downtime. They're all incredibly appreciated. Um, as I said before, I'm not going to vanish. I'm just going to lower the amount of recordings that I'm releasing on a week by week basis, just so that I have a little bit more kind of recovery time. I also want to let you know, for those of you who are interested in receiving a personal reading, if you go to the information box below, there's an email, soulprint888@gmail.com. You can send me out a request for information and I will send it back to you. That is the only place that you can access reading information from me. So if it's showing up anywhere else, it's not me. Um, I am currently booking the first week or two of December, so a couple of weeks. Um, and don't forget that my price will be increasing sometimes in January. It's not like this is really, really vital. Um, and for those of you who know my prices, it will still be under the $100 mark. I just don't feel it needs to be any more than that. Okay, let's get started here. For those of you who may be new, and by the way, for all of my subscribers that just hung in there, thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate it. Um, okay, pendulum. All right, when it goes back side to side like that, it is telling me it's ready to work. Show me yes. It'll go back and forth. Show me no. It'll go like that, around and round. And if it doesn't have an answer, there isn't an answer available. It will sort of just kind of go still, right? It won't really do much of anything. That's how this pendulum works with me. All right, let's get going here. Um, okay. Somebody wanted to know if they were going to take the gold reserves out of Fort Knox. But they didn't say who they was. I mean, we can kind of surmise, but so I'm going to ask the question this way. Is the gold and or assets, the printed money, or anything like that, that is in Fort Knox, is that protected? Is that safe? Or is it safe? Okay, so that's a yes. Is it at risk of being taken? No. And what I'm hearing is the word whistleblower. So if something hinky starts going on, it feels like somebody or somebody's are going to step up. There is a question about. All right, I'm gonna start and get serious here. Are the leaders in Canada taking measures to make sure that no voter fraud or corruption can occur in the upcoming election? Okay, yes. I'm just gonna ask a couple more questions around that. Is the extreme right, that sort of MAGA movement energy, is it going to become a significant concern um, for the Canadian people, Canadian politics, Canadian elections going forward? Okay, that's a no. So listen, they're out here, and as you know, I keep telling you, man, we got a Donald Trump in heels out here. But Um, as of right now, it looks like it'll be somehow contained or controlled. Let's hope. Are other countries stepping forward to offer assistance in investigating election fraud in the US? Okay, that's a yes. Um, this is about sharing intel. Um, the Five Eyes, right? The five countries that frequently just share all of their information kind of back and forth, and most of it. That's where the information appears to be coming from. Are other countries, okay, did that one. Will future elections also have tabulating machines? Um, will future elections also have tabulating machines change the vote? Will ballots continue to be disposed of instead of counted? All right. Going forward, are the voting machines, is the voting apparatus going to be less secure? You know, will those machines be able to change or cancel vote? So there's an answer. Will ballots continue to be okay disposed of instead of counted? I don't like the phrasing of that question. Um, is it likely that going forward there may be more hand counts done? Okay, yes. And is there going to be significant discrepancies between the actual number of people who voted versus um, the results, the tallies, the totals? That was my question. Is there going to be? Is there going to continue to be discrepancies between the number of people voting and um, the numbers? It's a no. If we do have elections in 2026, 2028, so let's just stop there and ask the question. Is there going to be a midterm election in the United States in 2026? Yes. Are the Democrats going to be able to secure wins going forward? At some point, or even now, are Democrats clearly understanding and responding to the threat that is coming from the hard right? And you know what? Listen, I'm not sure that this is the mega people. I think these are countries, but um, are they going to be able to push back against that and ultimately get it under control? Interference from the hard right, is that going to continue? Okay, well, that's a no. Is there going to be a presidential election in 2028? Okay, yes. Will Merrick Garland investigate the possibility of foreign interference in the? All right, so we're getting a yes. Is this something that is going to be resolved, or can it be resolved by the end of December? A small yes. I feel that each red state and some blue state Republicans cheated differently so that it will be hard for all 51 states to be found out. Is this correct? Okay, we're getting a yes. Was there interference or apparatus interference that umbrellaed all of it? So was there main stuff, election interference, but under an umbrella of, for example, other countries? Was that also part of what went on? And that's a strong yes. Will we have free and fair elections? Will we have fair elections free from foreign interference? Okay. Will that happen by the midterms, 2028? So yes. Okay. Um, let's just deal with some of these election questions here. Did Kamala win the presidency in this 2024 election in the United States? Did Kamala have the votes to win? So yes. At some point in 2025, will she be inaugurated? Yeah. See, it's gone still. So what we're getting is, yes, there obviously was something that went on, and it's going to be dependent, I think, on just exactly how much push the Democrats are prepared to do. So again, this would be a good time to reach out to senators, House representatives, etc., particularly if they're Democrat, and tell them this is not the time, to bring a plastic knife to a gunfight. Okay. Um, will Trump and Musk be charged with treason as a result of the investigation into the election? That's a no. Will they be held up as um, people who share the responsibility for election interference? Yes. So it's interesting, right? Because some of the answers are almost like contradicting each other. And honestly, I think that's just an indicator of the kind of energy that's just out there right now. Will Musk go to jail for his election interference? No answer. I would not be surprised if Elon Musk didn't suddenly have the urge to move himself somewhere where the United States does not have extradition. Just my own thought, entertainment purposes only. Okay, so I don't know who this Alfie Oakes is, but question is, did Mega Alfie Oakes, who was raided by the FBI, did he interfere in the election? And that just happened. That raid just happened like within the last couple of days, is my understanding. Um, was he part of it? Yes. Was the information interference that specifically came out of Russia, the misinformation, the getting everybody all riled up, that came from Russia or as a result of Russia's interference, did that have the desired effect in terms of getting people so confused they just didn't know what to do? Was there a percentage of the American public that was just confused? So it was effective. That's a yes. Will Trump and his supporters be successful in eliminating or reducing Social Security for those age 70 or over? Are they going to be able to eliminate or reduce? I'm getting a no. Um, this is the thing. I think that there will be so much pushback should there be an attempt that some Republicans are going to like do a John McCain and just say, I can't do it. Will either Trump or Vance or Project 2025 succeed in gutting Social Security? No. Medicare? No. Um, Medicaid? No. Is this going to be something that causes significant concern and worry and anxiety for people moving forward um, if Trump is installed in the White House? Okay, so that's a yes. Will they succeed? Okay, no. There's a question here about the electrical grid. So somebody seems to, and I've answered this question before. We've looked at it before. I'm pretty sure. So somebody somewhere there's some information floating around that says that the electrical grid encompassing New York, New Jersey, and areas of the United States occurring, the New York and New Jersey area of the United States occurring somewhere between December 1st, 2024 and September 1st, 2025. Um, is there something going on that is going to create okay, so is there some kind of electrical interference coming from somewhere outside of the United States that's going to create um, um, e- electricity outages? Okay. Really small, yes. I'm gonna I understand what you're asking, right? And then you want to know if it's yes, how long is it going to be? What areas is it going to be? All of that stuff, I can't, narrow down the time. None of that stuff can actively be done by my pendulum. So I'm just going to quickly ask if I can just get some bullet point. I don't want to do a whole reading. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I just want to know quickly what are some of the answers we can provide based on this? Okay, so the first thing that you need to recognize is you're talking about literally a 9 or 10 month span of time. Um, it- what I'm seeing, or they're showing me, is actually electrical outages, but like sporadic and in different parts of the country. Um, New York, New York, as sort of central hub. It looks like there's going to be an attempt, but it feels like they're more prepared for it. I think where you're going to run into trouble is places like Kentucky and Texas, where the money has not been spent or used to keep their electrical grades, um, up to par and working really efficiently. I think that's what we're looking at. But as far as a big, massive, for those of you who are old enough, you would remember, I don't know, a couple of handfuls of years ago when it was a Thursday afternoon, and the whole eastern seaboard just lost their power, including, I was in Ontario, and we lost it too. Like it was just from one end all the way down. If that's the kind of interference or outage that you're looking for, or asking about, they're saying no. Some YouTube channels are putting out detailed information about what's going on behind the scene. Isn't this info tipping off the Republican administration? So, no answer. It very much feels like a lot of the information is not being it's not being considered um, reliable or serious enough to um, sort of get everybody like all upset because you're specifically asking about the Republican administration, which I'm assuming you're talking about the Trump one, should he, move into the office in 2025. Um, okay. Do not be surprised if one of these days, somewhere down the line, um, there is information that comes out that recognizes that political parties use or utilize astrologers, psychics, energy readers, that kind of information. But what I'm being told is that that information, those people, what they're getting from those people that are um, gathering that kind of psychic information, um, first, they're nowhere near YouTube, and even that, they tend to take like semi seriously. Okay, they don't really um they don't take it as seriously as something that's coming in from the CIA or the FBI or Homeland Security, right? So I think the answer to this is sort of like no. Oh yeah. So Trump appointed Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk to quasi cabinet um, to a quasi cabinet called the Department of Government Efficiency. All right. Is Trump, there is no such department, it doesn't exist. Okay, let's just start there. Is Musk upset that he didn't get a real cabinet post? Okay, it's a yes, but it feels like he doesn't feel like it is um sort of set in concrete. I mean, I think the latest abomination is Matt Gates um, becoming the attorney general. I mean, I think that's the one that is just terrifying. Um, so let's just ask, is Matt Gates going to be um, approved and installed as the United States Attorney General? Was Joe Biden relieved that Melania declined the invitation to the White House on Wednesday? Yeah. Okay. Although in the grand scheme of things, it feels like listen, we know that Melania is was sort of cut out of the same fabric as Donald Trump. We every once in a while we get sucked into this thing where we think, oh my goodness, she's a victim. Oh my goodness, she's not. She thinks very, very much like he does. The difference is that by and large, she tends to be a little bit more subtle about it, not quite in your face. And yes, I am remembering the I don't really care to you code. So basically, just what I'm getting is Jill would have been able to handle her energy, where I think Jill would have had a very hard time trying to keep her energy kind of more neutral, the way Biden appears to have been able to do. Will Melania stay in New York City if and when Trump invades the Oval Office again? Is she likely to spend more time in New York than Washington? Yeah, and in fact, is she likely to spend more time in Florida than Washington? And that's a yes. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene upset that she didn't get a cabinet position? Okay, that's a no. And what I'm being told is she just doesn't think the fight is over yet. She doesn't think that all the posts have been filled. Um, and there seems to be some part of her that feels like, you know, there's going to be shuffles that go on and she may be able to work her way in at that time. So she hasn't given up, well, I guess, hope. And so will she continue to be supportive of Trump? Yes. What's the matter, kitty cat? Why are you meowing? I don't know if you can hear him, but he's like determined to meow loud. Poor little thing. Um, okay. Will Trump pardon Enrique Caro or Coro? Um, there's not an answer on that. Um, will he pardon Stuart Rhodes? Um, also a no. So those two were connected, of course, to J6. Will Trump continue to play the January 6th anthem at his events as president? No, because he far more likes the music that is played now because it is traditional and so right now he may change it down the road, but as of right now it looks like no. It feels like he's going to back off a little bit, um, and it's not to um, try to convince people to um, it, sorry, I'm sorry. It's like he's gonna back off some of this stuff a little bit for 2 reasons. One, it looks like his advisors, the advisors he has with functioning brains, are going to get him to pull back. It's not because he's trying to lower the temperature or trying to, um, let people in America know that he's a president for all. That's not what this is about. This is about him wanting everything and anything connected to January 6th gone. And he has a habit of this, right? When there's something going on that he doesn't like, he just denies it. It didn't happen, right? I didn't know about that. And it's sort of that same mentality. There's a part of him that just wants it all to go away and like it never happened. And because it doesn't make him look good. So, despite what he says, um, So it's going to be interesting to see if he actually ends up in there. Um, exactly what he will or will not do for those people who he swore up and down he would get out of prison. Um, okay, is $4,500,000 Swiss crypto watch scheme being investigated? No. I mean, think about it. That would have been Merrick Garland that would have had to have somewhere down the road initiated that claim or approved it. And that's not something he would have gone after. I think that he's probably reluctant to go after the big stuff. He's not going to go after something kind of little like that. Um, is Trump upset that Melania's nude photos have been shown on Russia's state television? Yes. Was that a message that Putin was sending to Trump? Sort of like a shot across the bow. Okay, yes. In the last couple of days, some sort of a Russian official has come out, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically said in order for Trump to win the election, there were certain concessions or favors that were done that he agreed to pardon, basically, um, in order to get the results that were gotten. And Trump will be absolutely expected to honor those things that he agreed to. Is that information accurate? Okay, yes. Is this something? Is that got enough teeth in it that that it's going to be investigated or an investigation has started on that already? Okay, so that's a yes. Let's keep our fingers crossed this is right. It has been reported a Starlink satellite was destroyed. Was election evidence destroyed? Okay, now I don't know. I haven't heard about this. So, um, is the reporting about the Starlink satellite accurate? Was one of them destroyed? Was one of them damaged? Yeah. Did this impact any evidence connected to the 2024 election? And that's a yes. All right. All right, listen. It's Friday, it's the weekend. Take care of yourself, you know, unplug, pull back, do what you need to do. Please understand that the country is still in the process of grieving. There are some of you out there that are really, really struggling and really, really having a hard time. Um, you're not alone. And if possible, please reach out to um, people that can support you, whether that is a mental health hotline or a friend. But don't basically suffer in silence. Okay. I truly wish with all my heart that I could just say, don't worry, it's all going to be fine, all going to be corrected. I can't, in good consciousness, say that. And energetically, it's like a teeter-totter, right? They both sort of have the same weight, and it's going to be a matter of which weight actually ends up strengthening and which weight ends up decreasing. And that's going to come down to legal decisions and legal issues made, or legal decisions made. Okay. Um, it's Friday. Do something nice for yourself and someone else. I will see you next week. Right now, I just can't tell you when. And I'm going to go see why Alice is barking. Bye for now. Take care and be well. Bye bye.